Good morning to all the students of class 7. Students, in the last class, we have begun with the chapter 20, that is type of quadrilaterals. Many of you couldn't hear in the Zoom meeting class due to some audibility problem. So, I am just explaining this once more, that what is polygon? Polygon are plane figures bounded by 3 or more line segments. So, these are called polygons. So, minimum number of line segments that has to be present in a polygon is 3, and it can be more than 3. So, that's why it is written 3 or more than 3. So, some of the examples of polygons are triangles, quadrilaterals, pentagon, hexagon, etc. So, let us study some of the points regarding the polygons. First one is the line segments which form a polygon are called the sides of the polygon. So, as you can see in the diagrams, that the sides, these are the sides of the polygon. These line segments which you can see, which is actually forming the figure. So, these are called the sides of the polygon. Next is the points where the two sides meet are the vertices or angular points. So, let us see the diagram, that when the two sides of the polygon meet at a particular point, as you can see that this line and this line, this side, these two sides of the polygon are meeting at a particular point. So, it is forming the angular points. So, these are called the vertices. So, over here also it has got 4 vertices, and in case of triangle it has formed 3 vertices. And this is an example of a pentagon. This is a diagram of a pentagon. It has 5 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sides, and it will have 5 vertices. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So, next is, if the non-consecutive vertices of the polygons are joined, we get diagonals. So, non-consecutive means they are not side by side. So, non-consecutive vertices means the opposite vertices actually, over here, over here. So, if these two join, if these two vertices are joined like this, then you will get the so called diagonal. Okay, you will get the diagonal. These are called the diagonal, the line joining the opposite vertices, non-consecutive vertices, keep in mind. Okay, so these are called the diagonals of the polygon. Next, we have studied about the two types of polygon. One is a convex polygon, another one is the concave polygon. So, what did we study about the convex polygon? The polygons whose diagonals lie inside the polygon figure, these are called the convex polygon. So, as you can see in the picture itself, the diagrams are drawn. These are examples of convex polygon. Here the diagonals, you can see the diagonals AC and BD, these are present inside the polygonal figure, right? And another thing, that in a convex polygon the measure of an interior angle is less than 180 degrees. So, the interior angle of such polygons are less than 180 degree, and the vertices of a convex polygon are always outwards. So, vertices, you can see these vertices over here, these are the 4 vertices, these are always outwards. It is bending as if they are outwards, bending out of the figure. Next type of polygon is concave polygon. Now, what are concave polygon? In the concave polygon, these polygons whose all the diagonals do not lie inside the polygon. So, in such type of polygons, the diagonals, as you can see over here, that the diagonal AC is lying outside the polygonal figure ABC, right? You can see that diagonal is outside, and over here PQRL, this also RL is lying outside the polygonal figure. So, that is why this is a concave polygon. Next, we have learned how to determine the number of diagonals in a polygon. For that, I have explained you the formula. The formula is n into n minus 3 by 2, where n represents the number of sides. The n represents the number of sides. So, here we will have to calculate the number of diagonals of a triangle. So, a triangle has how many sides? Any kind of triangle will always have 3 sides only. So, that means we are going to take n equals to 3. So putting n equals to 3, 3 into 3 minus 3 by 2. So we will get 3 into 0 by 2, which is 0 only. Next we have calculated the number of diagonals of a quadrilateral, that is equals to, now what is quadrilateral? Quadrilateral is a polygon having 4 sides. So here n will be equals to 4. So just in this particular formula you need to put the value of n according to the type of polygon given. So here in a quadrilateral we know that n equals to 4 because it has 4 sides. So putting n equals to 4, we will get 4 into 4 minus 3 by 2, and after calculation we will get 2. I have showed you the calculations. Next, now number of diagonals of a pentagon. Pentagon means number of sides will be 5. So n equals to 5. By the name you can understand that penta means 5. So n equals to 5. Taking n equals to 5, we are going to put in the formula n into n minus 3 by 2. So 5 into 5 minus 3 by 2. So that means we will get the number of diagonals as 5, right? And we have calculated the number of diagonals of the hexagon. So again, hexa means, you can understand by the name, a polygon having 6 sides. Hexa, polygon having 6 sides. Hexa, in a hexagon n equals to 6. In a hexagon n equals to 6. So you will put 6 into 6 minus 3 by 2. So you have 6 into 3 by 2. Now yesterday some of you were asking that why not we can do in distributive property. You can definitely do in distributive property. It will give the same answer, 6 into 6 minus 6 into 3 by 2. You can check it that whether you get 9 or not. 6 into 6 means 36 minus 6 into 3, that is 18 by 2. So you know 36 minus 18, that is 18 itself, 18 by 2, which is 9. So you are getting the same value, and you can do it directly also, like 6. You can do the Bodmer's rule, that is inside bracket work first. 6 minus 3, that is 3 by 2. Now you cancel out, 2 3s are 6, 3 into 3, that is 9. So you are getting 9 in this way also. Okay children, now you are going to proceed into the next part. We are going to study about trapezium. Now what is trapezium? Obviously trapezium is a quadrilateral. Why? Because it is a polygon bounded by 4 sides. So what are the basic properties of the trapezium? That it will have one pair of parallel sides and another pair of non-parallel side. So the quadrilateral whose one pair of opposite sides are parallel, these are called trapezium. So in the figure, you can see in the figure over here that AB is parallel to DC. This AB side is parallel to side DC. Now here I hope you know the meaning of parallel sides. Parallel sides means any two sides or any two line segments or any two lines which are parallel to each other. That means they will always maintain an equal distance, equal and constant distance from each other. They will never meet each other or intersect each other at any point. So these are in a trapezium, you have one pair of parallel sides and another pair of non-parallel side. Now which are the non-parallel pairs? This AD and BC. AD and BC, these are the pair of sides which are non-parallel. So here it is written that AD and BC are non-parallel sides. So they are called oblique sides. The non-parallel sides are called oblique sides. Next is the trapezium which has the equal length of oblique or non-parallel sides. They are called isosceles trapezium. Now suppose if you find that over here in this diagram that in trapezium PQRS you have one pair of parallel side, that is PQ and RS, and the non-parallel sides are PR and QS. So here you will find that PR and QS are equal to each other. That means equal to each other means they are equal in length. So here the sides are non-parallel but they are equal in length. So such type of parallel whose such type of trapezium whose non-parallel sides are of equal length, these type of trapeziums are called isosceles trapezium. Keep in mind that the trapezium whose non-parallel sides are equal in length, these type of trapeziums are called isosceles trapezium, right? So here you can see that the description has been written over here. Next, if the oblique sides of a trapezium are parallel, then we call it a parallelogram. So here the oblique side, that is the non-parallel sides, also becomes parallel, then such type of figure is called a parallelogram. Here you will get the two pair of parallel sides, like AB is parallel to DC and AD is parallel to BC. You can see the opposite sides are parallel and also equal in length, right? So you can say that hence a parallelogram is a trapezium. Parallelogram is also a trapezium. So now let us study in detail about parallelogram. A quadrilateral whose pair of opposite sides are parallel is called parallelogram. Here you can see the opposite sides are parallel, as I have explained, that AB is parallel to DC and AD is parallel to BC, right? So in a parallelogram, what are the features, properties? Length of the opposite sides are equal and the measure of the angles are also equal. Here you will find that this angle is equal to this angle and this angle is equal to this angle, right? So the opposite angles are of equal measures and the length of the diagonal are unequal, as you can see in the picture, in the diagram, that the diagonal AC and diagonal BD, they are of unequal length and the diagonals bisects each other, right?